Hi guys, welcome back to another IL-2 Sturmovik Battle of Stalingrad video. We are doing part 5 of our career mode with Elmar Ihlenfeld. And looks like we have kind of the same weather as we always have, pretty average. And let me see, we are on the 28th of August 1942. We have survived 5 days at the front, and we're soon gonna actually progress in the career in the terms of we have done advance to Volga, and then we'll do on near approaches on the after the 29th. And we now have a mission that's called Bombers Escort, so nothing spectacularly different from what we've done so far. We have a similar team: Bieber, Kupka, Kras. Is he back? I thought he left us at some point, but no, he's been here. And then Fröhlich, Donninger, we've flown with them as well. I don't think we've had any changes otherwise in the group of our... Well, Bear is wounded. I'm very low, but you can see my hours. It's explanatory. It's not that I'm trying to survive or anything. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and start it up. It's gonna load a bit. It's a bit buggy, but it does load up pretty nicely. Just takes a bit of time. And let's see. Yeah, let's just wait. Let's see, now it's loading. And we are in. No changes in the map. So, like I said, I think this will change once we get to the next stage of the campaign, and then there'll be some tweaks, and we'll probably get some different airports to fly out from. Looks like a pretty basic task, very short. I do hope though we find some enemy fighters, but let's see. It would be a bummer if we didn't. Because, well, survival-wise it would be good if we didn't, but I do like some action. Always good with some action. But yeah, nothing else to mention. I mean, the weather was average, cloudy at 1,400 meters. Takeoff time early morning, 6:54. Or I assume that's early morning since it's 06. And airfield altitude 55 meter, temperature 19 degrees. So it is maybe getting a bit colder. Maybe we will get to experience winter, right? This campaign goes on all the way till I think February even. Till the end of days. Hopefully we won't end up in that encirclement. I doubt we will, but let's see. But yeah, with that said, let's get started. And it's paused. Oh, wait, I just got a message here. I'm just gonna reply to it quickly. Okay. We can unpause. I'm just gonna check that the volumes are right. We are not at the furthest back, that's good. Class Silken and Fröhlich is behind us. Fuel, we are loaded full. We can get down the flaps to 20%. Let's just have a look that they're also actually going down, even though I can see the percentage on my right screen. And I think everything else is looking good. So we're basically getting going now. Let's try to stay on the runway. Always easier said than done. Let's see. Our buddy to the right is now taking off. So we are also gonna do the same. And let's remember to use the rudder. Try to push forward so that we get that, to get some more effect from the rudder, since we need to get it up in the air. Oh. What the hell? Did we just... Did we just... What happened? Did I push too much, or... I guess it's time to finish the mission. My guess is that I did push too much and I must have hit the ground. Bit embarrassing. Okay, flight cancelled. So, what does this mean? It means we can survive one more day. I did not take that into account to be the case. That was that would be a fun mission, just a short one, hopefully. So, but yeah, let's see. Sometimes things we are a bit of a things don't go as we plan. Doesn't seem to have. Oh, now we have a new one, attacker's escort. Okay, seemingly relatively sim. We failed that one, so that was a bummer. But apart from that, I think it's fine. Let me see here, total sorties. So we have had some unsuccessful ones. That's fine. It happens. So we'll start the mission again. And I think the idea when you're playing on Iron Man like this, right, is that things happen, right? We might die on the 8th of September. We might make it till Battle of Bundenplatte. We might make it to Kuban or something like that. We might make it to Normandy, and we won't know, right? So I could have probably, what I could have done is, you know, rage quit, because we wouldn't have saved Iron Man, and then I could have just restarted. But what's the fun in that, right? That would have been a bit cheating. So we're not gonna do that. We are just gonna take another mission. So escort attackers, Claudia at 1400. Not too much else. Actually, one thing we did forget anyway was to tweak our look of the aircraft, like we usually do. So we'll do that now instead. So maybe it was for the best that we failed that one mission. Not sure what repercussions it will have, but oh well. We have the X Desert. Do they want us to have that? Is that because our... Okay, we'll just keep the X Desert, that's fine. And we'll press start. And let's hope this time we get off the ground. If we don't, we know we're doing something wrong. Could have been that I pushed the engine too much as well. It's not a totally impossible thing. It's not the best, of course, if that was the case, but let's see. Okay, we are now at 20% flaps. We're ready to take off. We're at the same place we were last time, so 2 behind us. Hopefully this time it will go better, but we'll know that soon enough. I hope those are our planes that are coming. Yeah, probably coming in for landing after a sortie. So Frölich is here, Arndt, anyone else? Kras, Kupka. Kuka did really well in that. In the fourth part, I think he shot down 4 boogies, 4 enemy planes. So hopefully he can do as well this time around. Okay, let's have a look. We are gonna start adding thrust. And I'm gonna be careful this time, there's no point going to emergency if that was the case. I think we broke the propeller though, it looked like we broke, yeah, it got broken, I'm pretty sure. So we just have to be a bit careful with our nose so we don't get too close to the ground. So even if we're going out of the kind of path, I'm just gonna continue with this just to make sure we get up. Better take it a bit calmer. And we're gonna go to continuous mode. I'm gonna get the landing gear up and the flaps retracted. Okay, fuel was looking good. They haven't fired us yet. So we've only broken the propeller twice, right? The first landing we did, and then now on the takeoff. So, a bit embarrassing, but could have been worse. Okay, still, let's see how much we can push it. 64% should be fine. How's our surroundings looking? It looks like nice weather. Is that cirrus cloud? Do we have a layer? This looks like we have layering, so that's good. So maybe I was just talking out of my arse in the last video. Now I haven't really followed what we're saying. Crane, this flight oil in combat sector over. Airborne, airborne, yeah. Okay, so we're airborne, that's good. Okay, let's see. We are starting to get closer to our mates, so I'm just gonna tweak a bit. In terms of the throttle, we'll do 44% for now, see how that works or doesn't work. Oh, maybe a bit fast actually. Yeah, he seems to have the desert camo as well, so maybe that's the one we're supposed to have. Well, doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, we can add a bit. He is getting away from us. So let's see, let's do 50%, see if that's enough, and if it isn't, we'll do 57%. Can I see anyone behind us? I'm gonna quickly jump out just to see. Maybe I'm the last guy in the crew. Looks to be the way. Yeah, looks to be that way. Okay, and now we are catching up. So we'll do 53%. We're only catching up with Heinz. Joachim aren't. Not with the rest of the guys. So first step, 0.2, then 0.3. So that should be fine. I hope. I need to learn to fly without the numbering. It looks so much better. This is how the sim should be experienced. Okay, but we'll keep them on for our own sake, so we don't shoot them down. Even though I guess that would be a valid thing to happen. Something we'd have to account for. I'm gonna assume it's more common than you would think, right? Shooting down your friends. Okay, engaging fighters is south. We are on the way to the south. It looks like those are the fighters. So I'm gonna go really high on the engine. And we are gonna start gaining altitude. I don't know what enemy we're coming up against. A lag maybe. Worst case scenario, hurricane, which is a very competent fighter. Oh, we don't have the speed. This is gonna be nasty. We are in a really exposed position. Let's hope that they are targeting other. They do seem to target other aircrafts. So we'll take Constantine. Yeah, let's do Constantine. Yeah, this is the cheating part, right? Because we can see him, even though we can't see him, right? We don't know where he is, so this is how it would look otherwise. So the clouds could be used for some pretty good cover, yeah. I guess you could call it cover. Or I guess there wouldn't be protection, right? Because you still shoot through it, but it would cover your position. Okay, let's see. So this guy is going up, which is good. He's gonna ensure that we get pretty close, and he'll make himself a bigger target that way. Okay, we did hit him. That was really close though. We need to check our surroundings. That's Constantine. So we did hit him. Was it enough, or did we just kind of injure him? It does look like we injured him a bit. We didn't take him out of the fight, but we definitely got him pretty good. So now we just need to finish him. Or I want to, because I need some kills on my kill sheet. Okay, let's see. 88, 81. So logically we wouldn't be able to see him since we're in the cloud layer. I feel like that's a bit cheating. So I'm gonna disengage. I don't want to shoot him since, you know, I wouldn't be able to see him in the cloud layer. Oh, that's someone going down. Seems to be one of their guys though, so that's good. Okay, we are still chasing Constantine. We know we need to go up. There we have him. He'll be back in our sights. Ah, miss. Big time miss as well. Okay. We'll slow down quite a bit. I'll have a look behind us. It looks okay. And we'll push the trolls into combat mode. We are catching up Constantine again. So this is the cheating part, right? When you can see where they are and you know which one to follow at all times. Okay, we got another hit. But I doubt it was enough. And we just need to make sure we are okay. Let's see, that's another guy. We lost our target there. So I'm gonna push it quite hard, the turtles. Try to see if we can find our guy. I think it might be that guy. Whilst also making sure it's not looking too good now. I think we might have to engage that guy or we'll become okay, he does. Yeah, that was Constantine. Look at that. Talk about luck. Okay, we'll go up. Hopefully he is not. Oh, now we need to be careful. Okay, let's see if we can save this one. Okay, we're alive. Woo. That was not good. Okay, some guys are still alive, still fighting. I need to get down from emergency, we don't want to shut that engine. Even if by mistake. This will be hard. Okay, so we'll do... we can't do Medved, we can try to do him. Actually, he's in the clear now. Yeah, but he's in the cloud layer now. So we can't follow him, so I'm gonna disengage. Okay, do we have any of our mates here? There's a lot of enemies around us. It looks like we're still fighting them, but hasn't been the best. And they are La 508. Which one is that? They seem to be pretty quick. At least I'm not making too much of a dent. Question is... there's a few aircrafts here and there. So which one are we trying to engage this time around? We could go right, or we'll try this guy. We'll do this one, I think. Is this a new guy? Oh. He was going fast. Shamil Kulagin. So is he taking cover in the clouds, or is he... that might be... or actually he's going pretty good now, because he's trying to get up. So we can really push on this guy. And hopefully get a few shots in, but let's see. Okay, we got a hit, but it probably didn't do too much damage. We'll try to see if we can get to him again. That guy down there might be Konstantin. He smoked kind of similarly. Okay, we got a hit on this guy. Another hit. He survived this time. Let's go up. We were so close there. It's sometimes harder when you get close to get good hits. But let's see if we can get on him again. I'll add a bit of thrust. Okay, let's see if we can. God damn. Okay, but we're still alive. And this is pretty interesting. So I think we got him, but basically what happened is that we are losing yeah, so this is what you don't want to have happen, but it's good that it happened, because this will give us a bit of a challenge. So if we change the outside view, you'll see that our propeller is broken because we crashed into the guy. We didn't die though, so we should be very happy. And if I remember correctly how you do it in this game, we need to glide. And luckily we're pretty high, but we need to glide home. or try to glide as close to home as possible. I don't think there was any other airfield in the nearby vicinity. So we'll basically just glide home so that we can get... and we got an aircraft though. So we completed a secondary objective. The problem is though, we now have a guy who seems to have seen that we are going down. But he's letting us go down. Okay, so he's a nice guy. Our speed is looking good. We're still trying to make it back home. We might be able to squeeze it back home, will we? We'll be very tight. We'll be able to get back to our side though, so that's a good one. Without any engine power, the question is though, will we be able to drop the landing gear? And I'm not sure. Okay, but we have lost a lot of altitude in order to maintain the speed. We can't really feather our propellers either, so that's not good. Okay, let's try to drop it down. We won't be able to make it to the airport itself, but we're gonna make it on our side, which is the most important part. And we don't have to bail out, since the plane is still somewhat flyable. So I'm not sure how our mates are doing, but they seem to be doing okay. I'll just try to get as close as possible and find somewhat of a field, and so we can get down. As you can see from the outside, it's not looking too good. We're not gonna make it to the airfield, but we'll be able to land somewhere. And this was only my own mistake. I should have disengaged, but you know, I got too into the moment of trying to make it. And it does seem like we have flaps, so that's good. So I'm gonna do 52%. I'm gonna drop the landing gear, and we're just gonna try to touch down somewhere reasonable. We'll only have one shot at this. So look at this. Oh, yeah, okay, let's be careful. Did we did we survive? Okay, let's finish the mission. Yes. I hope we did survive. This has been the day of a lot of things going wrong. That was we landed on a too hilly of a hillside, so that's why we ended up and down. But I think we survived. Mission failed, but we completed the secondary objective of takeoff. So we have 2 missions fail now in a row, which does give us a pretty bad kind of failure percentage. But most critically, we're still alive and hopefully not injured. No, we have been wounded, but we were awarded the Iron Cross 2nd class. So look at that, wounded badge in black. So we'll take that. In terms of the unit, we can also check if our... So we are wounded. Question is for how long? And we do now have 2 kills to our name, so we are no longer at the bottom. But yeah, some failures in the sorties, so that's not good. Hopefully we didn't get injured too much, but let's see. The other guy definitely perished, aka the one we hit in the back. Okay, a new day begins. Are we back, or is this gonna require a longer time off? Okay, we have a new video clip. Wait, it's only lagging because I'm... Yeah, we're just gonna skip that. On the near approaches. So we managed to survive advance to Volga. Not unscathed, we had some injuries. We were strengthened with some additional F-4s. We are back in business, and it does seem like everyone is still alive. We do have Frölich, Kupka, Thiel, Bieber, Broder von Beer, Donninger, Arndt. So we do have a lot of our group still here. So that's good. And now the question is, if we go to planning room, we'll have a transport escort. And if we go to headquarters, we'll see now that our fighting wasn't in vain. There's been a lot of progress since we got injured. Not on the northern front, that's been staying the same, but on the southern front we have been able to move quite a bit to the east. I'm gonna change the view so you can see here. So this is the new front line. So we are surrounding Stalingrad. The mission today though isn't gonna at all actually focus on Stalingrad. It's rather gonna, or the next mission, not the mission, oh yeah, the mission today I guess. So this start mission is the next one. It's gonna be, yeah, this one, transport, escort, and then free hunt. So that sounds fun. Let's see, we've done 30 minutes, so I think we can do one more part. There's been a, not that many successful missions, so maybe it's time. If you want to do the phase intro, you can click it again. But I don't think we need to watch this multiple times. I think you'll get these intros for the different steps. They won't, I think, show too much more, but I guess it's nice from a playing standpoint. In terms of world news, Germans predict victory at Stalingrad, civilians are being evacuated, and yeah, seems okay. Who do we have in our group that are gonna do the transport mission today? That's Nasser, Thiel, and Kupka. So Kupka we're happy to have. Kras seems to have transferred to somewhere else. That's oh, to the Junkers, not the Stukas, but the transport plane. But is he still here? Or no, he seems to have been completely transferred. A loss. So we'll say for now goodbye to our dear friend Strauss, and we'll start or Kras, Julius Kras, that's his name. And we'll start the mission. I'm just gonna check option, nothing changed. We still have realism custom, and we're gonna start the mission. So yeah, a lot of events in this part 5. So the third mission that we're starting, first one ended on the takeoff run, and the second mission ended with us killing an enemy fighter, or at least destroying the plane. Not sure if the guy survived, but then with us in the process destroying our propeller and probably destroying the airframe as well once we came back down. So, but the most important part, the pilot survived. So today we have a bit of a longer route. We seem to start here, so we're still at Tusov actually. I thought we were gonna move, but okay. So, but at least as you can see, we are controlling much more of the area than previously. So we'll be flying. We're taking off the other direction, west, then fly north, and then come back down. Not sure why they want us to. I guess they want us to patrol as well. In terms of our paint scheme, we do seem to have the same one still. We'll do what we did or have done so far. We'll just add some numbers and the E7 all with the red, and then we'll accept and we'll start. And let's see, we'll unpause, and we are taking off already. Okay, so this is quick. So we are gonna take off. Gonna use that rudder to maintain somewhat of a center line. And try to get back on the runway. We wanna push the nose down a bit, but not too much. Now I did forget to add flaps. So, but it seems like we were able to add it sufficiently fast enough. We'll do landing gear up. Okay. So we are airborne now. I'm gonna try to find our mates. Seems like we have already found them. And we are gonna escort some transport planes somewhere. Not sure where they are located. Okay, we'll do the highest continuous we can do, 63%. And we'll continue our journey. Yeah, some very nice views here. A bit less cloudy today. Would have been interesting to see how that fight would have gone with the bad guys in that last sortie where we got injured, because it felt like it was quite tight, but at the same time we did do pretty good. None in the squadron got killed, etc. So we've been quite fortunate thus far. Maybe a bit. Feels like we've been much more fortunate than when I last played this one, so I'm a bit worried that did I put a too easy of a setting. But hopefully not. I'm gonna throttle down quite a bit. And I'm gonna go back into the cockpit view. See where our mates are. There they are. Okay, so 26 kilometers away, I assume. We'll add some thrust. Or torque. Not sure what they call it in this one. Do we have actually a torque or any sort of visual for how the engine is doing? Is it this one, ATA? Or is ATA just yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I know this one will show probably oil pressure, etc. Let's circle a bit to make sure we aren't losing our friends. Yeah, I'll add a bit more. We'll add 56%. Very beautiful day. Only seems to be one layer of clouds. Now I totally forgot to double check that in the last, but it did seem like they had some cirrus clouds. Yeah, look at that. There does seem to be cirrus clouds. Okay, I'll go back down to 52%. Seems like we are closing in on Nasser, TL and Kupka. We're a smaller group taking off today, so half the size of our normal. There must have been so many pilots back in these days if you think about how many planes there were, etc. I mean, now with, or at least military-wise, now there's probably much fewer because, you know, there's not that many F-16s to fly, etc. Of course there was a war going on. But I still think, like, if you look at like aircrafts being made for the not the US Army, but the US Air Force, they are decreasing with kind of every generation. So quantity is losing out to quality. Even though, like Joseph Stalin said, quantity is a quality all on its own, something like that. Probably misquoted him, and that's probably a fake quote, but still pretty interesting. Quantity is a quality of its own. Okay, we are pretty nicely. I'm gonna go. I'll do 48, I think. Don't want to crash into our friends, and we are getting closer to them, so I'll do 46. See if that's sufficient, so we can stay in formation without crashing into them. Who are we transporting though? Or are we maybe now we're gonna pick those up, since we're still going further north. Okay, so there's some sort of turn going on. Are we waiting for them to take off, or are we we're just turning to the next waypoint? Because this is not an airfield. Okay. I'll slow down a bit, try to find a group again. And let's try to be a bit more careful with our flying. We do want to avoid getting get the righties in terms of getting kills. It's better to get successful missions than to have a failed sortie and then be wounded. Okay. Let's try to avoid hitting into our guys. I think it's looking pretty good. We can add a bit more throttle. I will try to maintain. We do fly relatively low. Is this normal, or did you fly higher with the BF-109s? I would assume you flew higher, but I guess it depends on the mission, right? If it's a transport mission, but then, or maybe the transport is from the base back. That could be the case. Okay, let's see. So this is just gonna take time, basically. Still moving along relatively nicely. This is not the most interesting mission, so maybe if we hadn't gotten injured we wouldn't have been stuck doing transport, but let's see. We could still end up in the crosshairs of enemies. That goddamn sun. I'll slow down a tiny bit. Don't wanna hit our friends in the back. I guess the reason why we are flying slow is to conserve fuel. That would make sense. And she's a beauty, the BF-109. Very sleek looking aircraft. I think we're falling a bit behind our guys. We'll do 40%. Oh, look at that. Wait, what are those shooting at? Because we are still on... Could, I guess, be artillery. That wouldn't be impossible. I'm gonna assume it's artillery bombarding enemy positions. Yeah, that looks like artillery. Unless there's some infiltration going on. Know too little of the core of the engine to, or the game itself to be able to say something conclusive, but I'm gonna assume it's artillery fire. Okay, what's next? So we are almost halfway there. The thing is that even if we reach there and then let's say mission is accomplished and we're just supposed to go back and land, the problem is that you don't want to speed away from your mates, right? If you then get attacked or if your mates get attacked, that's gonna be nasty. Either for you or in the sense that maybe all your mates got killed and you could have helped them. So we'll try to stick with the pack for the full flight. Yeah, very nice looking clouds. Okay, so to our target. And that's the transports. I'm gonna slow down a bit. Don't wanna crash. So they are taking off. That's probably the Junkers. Maybe this is a bit of foreshadowing to what's gonna happen if we are able to survive all the way till the Stalingrad encirclement. Then yeah, there'll be a lot of Junkers flying. Not sure those are playable. Would be cool, but I guess there's not that much to do apart from landing and takeoff, since you can't really do anything in the cockpit. Okay, we have reached our target. And they are slowing down. So I'll do the same, and we'll try to avoid crashing into our mates. I'm gonna change the outside view just to see what the plan is. I guess it is to turn here. I'm gonna assume it's then to follow the aircraft back to base. Seems like they did pick up quite a bit of speed. Have they taken off yet, or is it... Yeah, they do seem to have taken off. So what is it, like 450 knots? Oh, sorry, not knots, kilometers per hour they want to be at. There is some flares? Enemies or our flares? I assume it's ours. But for what purpose, I wonder. Okay, there's the Junkers 52, that's the name. Is it 3 of them, I assume? Yeah, 3 of them. Okay, we'll slow down even more. Soon catching up with our mates. Aren't they gonna climb a bit higher, or are they trying to avoid detection by flying low? Not sure if the Soviet Union used radar, but if they did, I guess that makes sense. Okay. So the plan now is to, I assume, follow these guys to the destination and then fly back home. This is gonna be a long mission compared to some of the other ones we had. Wish you could call in sick. Gotta skip this mission. Not sure where we are going. Everyone seems to have split up a bit. I guess we're just killing off time. Can we do a barrel roll? Hell yeah! Let's make sure we don't crash into anyone. Oh yeah, nice with the cirrus clouds, or is that stratus maybe? Not too good at spotting the difference. Okay, I'm gonna troll down. This seems like it's gonna be a very calm mission. I have a hard time seeing what's gonna happen. We're very deep into our lines, so there must be like an enemy patrol that's flown way over on the wrong side. But yeah, those those planes must have been considered quite spectacular considering their size. I know there's larger German transport planes. I think there was one with like that was really big. I'm gonna have a look at it, but I think it could even transport like tanks and stuff, which is pretty big for this time. Just wish there was an autopilot we could put on just to cruise our way back. They're so slow. But I'm gonna slow us down a bit. Then I'm gonna quickly check let me see, German World War II transport planes. There was one I wanna show you. And let's see, we don't wanna end up crashing. Let's find the rest of the group. They're still coming. So we had the Messerschmitt ME323 Giant. And actually there was quite a bit of it. 213 were made. So that's a big one. Manufactured between 1942 and 1944, introduced in 1943. I'm gonna assume it wasn't used in the Battle of Stalingrad. Probably introduced too late. But let's see, maybe it was actually, because that one is that's a very cool aircraft. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna quickly alt tab. We can at least... Oh no, we can't control with this one. I mean, look at this huge plane. Now that I know what it's called, I can check it out on my phone. Easier to check up some nice information about it. So the ME323, the Messerschmitt ME323 Giant, 213 were made, 15 being converted from the ME321. And operational history. No, they were being used in the Tunisian campaign. And did they get used? Let me see. But they don't seem to have been used in Stalingrad. They could probably have done great things. Let me see. Oh yeah, so high losses among actually shipping required a huge airlift of equipment across the Mediterranean to keep Rommel's Africa Corps supplied. So that's probably why they needed to have this plane. Yeah, a lot of them got shot down in April 1943 when 27 fully loaded 323s were being escorted across the Sicilian Straits. So yeah, that's very interesting. And it was considered underpowered. How many engines did it have? 6 of them? That's a lot. So no surviving aircrafts. There's one ruined but complete wreck near La Maddalena, an island near Sardinia, so that's pretty cool. So it flew with a crew of 5, maximum payload of around 12 tons. So 130 troops, or 12 tons. Power plant was 6 Gnome Ron 14N 14-cylinder air-cooled radial piston engines. Okay. And it had some machine guns as its armament, so I guess it could defend itself to a certain extent. But that's still cool to see. So the largest land-based transport aircraft to fly during the war. Amazing what engineering the Germans did. But war kind of brings forth that competitiveness, and you're really pushing the boundaries, right? And then, I mean, even if this one was kind of a failure, I guess it laid the foundation then for later ones, right? You could see it worked, somewhat at least. And then I guess the Allies, they built bigger ones after the war. Soviet Union's probably built, oh yeah, they definitely built bigger transport aircrafts. Okay, let's have a look. This is slow. This is very slow. Can we speed up the time? I read somewhere that you are supposed... That's a zoom button. Oh yeah. So we have a time scaler. How do you though... oh there, now I find. Okay, so we can remove the time scaler, but we do have one, so that's gonna help a lot. Even though I do kind of like just flying around, it is a tad bit boring. assuming we don't get attacked though. If that would make this incredibly interesting and fast. So we're doing timescale 8 now. Crazy that we can... Oh, well, I guess the timescale does also impact the movement with the camera. Removes all the sound as well. Yeah, this is a very long and very tedious mission. Really, there's not gonna be anything happening unless we get some enemy aircrafts that we're gonna find eventually. Da, 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 da. Still pretty nice implementation of the time. It works pretty well. This is actually the first time I ever used it in IL-2 Sturmovik. And it kind of makes sense, I feel, in this sort of a mission where there doesn't seem to be a lot happening. Unless we get attacked or, you know, there's some unforeseen event. But let's see. My guy must have a bit of PTSD after the last sortie with the injuries, etc. Or maybe he managed. I guess it's very person dependent, I would presume. Okay, let's see. We're gonna try to avoid some glitching there on the cloud. So we'll try to fly around it, but that looked a bit weird. It's like there's a layer within the layer. That was odd. Anything to report? Nah, it's basically the final part of the flying now. Yeah, we're too far away. There's really no enemies to engage. The biggest risk was, I guess, when we came up to pick them up, right? Or to start escorting them, because then we were quite close to the front lines. But now it's just about getting them. Oh, forgot that we're still doing speed 8. How's our fuel level? We're still at 3/4, so that's good. But yeah, what a boring mission. I guess they just wanted to make sure I survive my first mission back. And we don't want to do that. We do want to check this. And just to make sure, how long do we have left? Okay, not long. Not long at all. I guess we'll have to watch them land as well. But let's see. Quite boring landscapes. Very familiar. I mean, I guess it was historically correct as well. It looks very similar to how default X-Plane looks on the bad parts. Let's put it that way. Sometimes it looks pretty decent. Okay, mission critical objective completed. We can fly back to base. So I'm gonna assume that's what our friends are doing. And we'll play catch up with them, I think. We'll add some thrust. Is 50% enough? Let's do 63 and see if that's enough. But yeah, what a What a boring mission actually this one was. Realistic though, I'll give them that, and we did survive to fight another day. But it's yeah, it's really not the most fun ones. We'll try to slow down quite a bit. Still beated them. Rejoin formation. We will eventually. We will. Don't you guys want to get back to base quicker? I think we can get the time scaled back to normal now. Now let's land from the other direction this time. Just to try it out, since we did take off. Well, I mean technically we should land actually from the direction we took off from, so the normal one. Not sure where our mates are landing, but we'll skip those. They'll do their own thing, and we'll just land and get this one over with. This was a bit of a bummer. Maybe I shouldn't actually record all the missions, but I think it makes sense, you know, to see kind of the failures. And at the moment when I eventually die, which I presume is gonna happen in some case, it should also have to be recorded, right? It could have been a boring mission, right? Failed landing or something. Yeah, here we have the little ravine, or well, maybe not a ravine, but a little bit of a hillside. So we're coming from higher grounds to a bit of a lower ground for the airport. Okay, so let's have a look. Speed-wise, it's looking fine. We'll drive away a bit and then I'll come in to land. We don't have to be very careful, it should be fine. Usually it is, at least. Okay, I'm adding some flaps. And I'll add a bit more thrust. Just so to avoid stalling. Okay, we're gonna come in a bit fast, I think. Let's see if we can reduce speed to 230, 250, kind of like what we are now. We're now at 100% flaps. Okay, let's see, for the landing around 175. We got landing clearance, that's good. Let's try to get back in one piece. We'll just park right next to the runway and then close for the day and see what the next mission is before we wrap this video up. We'll slow down a bit and I'll flare a bit just to make sure we are within the runway. Okay, let's see a bit. Oh, we are bouncing a bit too much for my liking. Seems like we made it. Yeah, look at that. We'll release the tail wheel, and what we'll do is we'll just taxi straight out. Let's just check that the rudder pedals are working. We are seeing the actions with the pedals, so we'll just taxi out here and close or finish the mission. Not sure how important it is where to taxi. I haven't seen any negatives, but I guess it depends. So we'll stop here. We'll finish the mission. At least we had a successful sortie. So 2 unsuccessful ones today, but 1 successful one. So that's good. So part 5 was a bit of a longer episode in that sense. We did do more things than I had envisioned. But I think with the first one being such a failure and then the second one also messing it up, yeah, it does. Let me see. Successful landing, complete second object takeoff. Mission results. So I think the mission was successful. Well, let's check. Now I got a bit worried. So head, not headquarters, unit HQ. We should now have a bit of a better percentage. Yeah, 5 out of 7. But no other news. So we can just proceed. And this one is a bit of a longer one. We're on the 2nd September, and this one will continue until the... Oh yeah, because we were in hospital for quite a while. We were in hospital between the 29th and the 1st. But not too bad. And we'll this one will continue until the 12th. Then we have the city assault. Which in a way I'm wondering, why did they attack the city instead of going for cutting it off? Maybe it was hard or impossible to try and cut it off. Okay, next day. But you would imagine that would have been a better plan, but you know, not everything was rational during World War II, if we put it mildly. Okay, a new day begins. Please wait. So we are on the 3rd September now. Clear weather, temperature 25 degrees. Looks pretty good. We'll proceed. Transport escort mission in progress, and let's see what we get before we wrap up, and then we'll continue on part 6, right? So we can proceed. We haven't gotten any missions now, so let's see if we get any on this day. We did miss a lot of missions by being in the hospital. Maybe they saved our life though, so we can always hope that was the case. Attackers, escort, those are usually fun. Frölich, Kupka, Donninger, Phillips, Bieber, Thiel, Markow, yeah, seems pretty reasonable. And yeah, I think we will call it quits here. Thank you for watching again. Please do feel free to leave comments, suggestions, etc. down below. And if you have any questions, just reach out. Yeah, until next time. Bye bye.